Alright, I just picked my other Caver's lock, so I figure I'll bring out this one. I just picked the Caver's Cavith, and this is the Caver's iZis. I've seen 5 or 6 of these picked lately on YouTube, but like those ones, this one has 5 pins around the circumference. They go here, and it's a pump style lock where you push down, and those pins push in, and then it's rear tensioned, and that will turn, moving that locking lug. It's 720 degrees to fully open it. But unlike those ones, this particular one is one of the more rare ones because on this tensioner part here, I've actually got 2 more pins. So I don't think I've seen any of these picked before where they have 7 pins. Those 2 pins are down the middle in the back here. You push down on them. I know you probably can't see them, which means that when you try to tension it, and this is the tensioner I took from the Cavith and I just bent 90 degrees, you can't push on those areas with pins, but there's a little area in the back here that you can tension. The only thing is now the tensioner is going to get a bit in the way of those pins to pick them, so a little bit extra work there. I'll again pick it one position. I don't know what's involved picking in additional positions, but let's give it a try. So I can't get the tensioner back because it's stuck on those pins, so I'll go ahead and push them down with this pick and try to get this tensioner all the way to the back. Let's see, 1 pin, I think it's all the way back now. So we'll go ahead and I guess we'll turn it this way to tension it, and we'll start picking. Let's see, the first pin is springy. The second pin, hard to get on it because the tensioner is in the way. See if I can get on the second pin. I know you guys probably can't see. I think I got some movement from the second pin. First pin now binding. I got click and a little bit of plug movement. Double checking for jiggle. Both of them are jiggling. So I think the 2 pins are picked. And now we'll start pushing on these pins. These pins, so it feels like those 2 are just standards. These ones probably have false gates. So we'll go, all right, this bottom left one is binding. So this one you see was springy. This one is binding. So I'm going to go ahead and push down on this one, 1 click. And now it's springy there. That's springy. These top 3, they have like a rounded top, and these bottom 2 have flat tops. I don't know why it's like that. This top middle one feels like it's binding. All right, I pushed it down a click and it's now springy. Top right one felt like it's binding just a little. It's springy now. This one feels like it's binding. It's not moving at all. So I'm going to go ahead and push that guy down. Okay, springy. Bottom left. This one feels like it's binding. All right. So that one was binding just a little bit, kind of like a taper, and then when I tapped on it a little, it released and got springy again. So these will act like tapers, like a lot of push style locks. I feel a little plug movement as I feel it rotating a little bit each time I go around. Sometimes I'll tap a pin that's binding slightly, and I'll feel the plug turn slightly. So what's going to happen is it's going to go until one becomes like this, stuck in a false gate. So what I'm going to do is let off tension just a little and push this guy down to the next gate. It might drop something else when I do this, depending how much counter rotation I have to get out of the false gate. All right, now he's springy. Back to just going around. Hopefully you feel more plug rotation. I am feeling a little bit more plug rotation as I go around. Just kind of working them out of that taper feeling area. It's either a taper or it's a chamfer or something like that on the pins. That bottom left was stuck down and it just popped up again for some reason. All right, that bottom right one gave a decent, oh, and that left one gave a decent plug movement. Oh, and touching that top left one, we're open. So, are we open, or did I just, no, we're open. So the bottom pins, I would think yeah, they are moving with it. How do I demonstrate the open? Do I keep going? All right, well, let's go that far first just to show. Oh, I can't even get so the tensioner's stuck in there. I won't be able to get that out, but let's take a look inside so you can see what it looks like when it's picked. I'll turn this here, and then I'll keep turning it. It'll probably lock it into the next position. once I lock into the next position, like with the Kevith, the driver pins are no longer going to be pushing on these key pins, so I won't need to pick this chamber. And this pin will be down here, so I won't need to push on that one. This gap will be in that hole there, so the driver might pop up into an empty area, but it might be blocked by this. So I'm not going to actually turn it further because I just don't know enough, and I don't even know if I can take this apart to fix it if I mess up. But right here, if we look down this keyway, ooh, see if I can get us in there. Turn on our autofocus. And if we look down that keyway there, we don't see anything, do we? Can't see anything, unfortunately. But down that keyway, I would need to like block out the outside and somehow focus on the inside. The pins have now moved to the right. You can also see that these holes are empty because the pins are now between holes. And as if I turn it back, I don't know if you can see anything. Doesn't look like we can see anything moving. Because these pins, I guess these pins don't move, right? Or do they? You put this in. Let's check the key out. Once you push this in, the whole thing. No, once you push this in, only the tensioner part turns, right? These outer pins, they stay in place. See that? The outer pins stay in place. Okay, so then maybe I'm not as worried about the driver. So I'm going to keep turning. Let's see if it locks or if it can keep going. Kind of explore together. All right, my tensioner is stuck at a weird angle. There we go. Let's just see if we can keep turning. Okay, it locked again. So why did it lock when we got that far? Oh, it's I guess we're 180 degrees at that point, and now we're locked up. I won't bother you with trying to fix that. I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't know what I have to do. There are no pins underneath. There is a driver pin here underneath, so I'm guessing that I can turn it. I'm going to keep turning it, actually. I'm going to see if I can keep turning it. Let's see what happens. I keep changing my mind what I'm going to do. I'll just play with it for a few minutes. Let's change the focus back. Turn this guy off. So, all right. Hopefully it's still giving tension. All right, that one can't be pushed at all, even without tension. So I'm guessing I don't have to pick that one. Feels like that's sprung, that's sprung, that's sprung, that's sprung. So at least 4 of them I'm going to have to play with, I think. Okay, that one's binding. So still binding. It went down a little and still binding though. All right, springy. Oh, down. Springy. This one feels like it's binding. Okay, that's springy. Oh, I don't know if that one was ready yet. They're all springy. Maybe not this one. This one's a little hard to get to with the tensioner. Okay. Okay. Feels like the tensioner is, it feels like the plug's moving. In fact, oh, it feels like it's just about to turn. Either it's just about to turn or it is turning. I'm wondering if it's stuck on this driver down here, or if it's turning. Oh, the whole thing's turning. Okay. All right, it just popped up again. It looks like we looks like it locked in again. Those feel like springs. This guy feels like he can't be picked. That feels like it. All right, I'm gonna put tension. Oh, I know why it's hard to turn. It's probably hard to turn because we're moving the bolt at this point. Let's check this. I don't know how much more I'm going to do of this, before I call it a day and we try to take it apart. That one I can't push, but nothing feels like it's binding at this point. Okay, so that bottom left popped up when I let off tension. Let's just get the tensioner. The tensioner wasn't feeling so great. Normally I'd flip the lock 180 at this point because I'm tensioning at a weird angle. All right, that one's binding a little. There we go. That one's binding. Okay. This one popped up when I pushed that bottom right. All right, everything feels really springy. I feel no plug rotation doing that. I don't feel any plug rotation as I go around like this. Try a couple more revolutions and then try something else. No? That bottom one there's got me concerned that the driver sticks up like that. Like, I really hope I'm not messing up any sort of like mastering or anything that's going on here. Switching chambers, because then the key's not going to work anymore. And I don't even know if I can gut this. Oh, my finger's getting tired there. Oh, this one feels like it's binding a little. There we go. Click out of that. Just working my way around. I don't feel it rotating at all. Check that guy down there now. All right, don't seem to be having much luck at this point. All right, some popped back up there. I can't get the tensioner out, but we're gonna go ahead and see if we can gut it, then we can repair it that way. Otherwise, I'll have to come back to picking it later off camera. So let's get this autofocus here. Okay, let's see. So there's some screws here. It's a little bit sticking out because I guess there's supposed to be a door in between, right? Oh, these are long screws. All right. Oh my goodness. Electric screwdriver might help. And the focus is going all over the place. Sorry about that. This might take me a hot second to get all this out. Three, last one. And it's free. All right, now what? All right, so this out, okay, that's an issue. The tensioner's in the way. Well, there's more screws. Let's get rid of more screws. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, this seems to be coming out here. There we go. So that's the so the other side of this is just a thumb turn, right? So there's that. Let's see what comes off of here. All right, that's screwed on there, flathead. One. There's also these screws, little screws. I don't know if I have a screwdriver of that size with me. I may have to step into the other room to grab that. 2. 3. And 4. see what that gets us. This plate here, so I'll put that like this in here. It gets us this thing. And that's as much as it gets us because the tensioner is blocking everything. Okay. Oh well, this might be it. I might have to finish picking this off camera, especially because I'm gonna have to put it back together. Or I don't want to bend this tensioner straight. I could bend it straight and push it out and then bend it back again. Be interesting to see. Well, what I'll do is I'll finish picking it, take it apart, look to see if it can be gutted. If it can, I'll resume with the gut. If not, if the video stops here, it means that I found that there's probably a pin or a crimp that I had to have to drill, and I was not able to gut it without doing some destructive methods, which I won't do. So if that's the case, thanks for watching and bye. Otherwise, I'll be back with a gut. Thanks. Bye.